Good morning, people. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how this video is gonna go. It's just to have introspection, it's to have self-love. And as I see a bird, I'm trusting, that's a fat bird too. I'm trusting to just go with it. And it's a matter of, I was like, I'm gonna do some shadow work, which is essentially just looking at questions that are based around your mental and physical, emotional, spiritual bodies. And it's been a minute since I've done it. And it's kind of a thing where it's like, oh, I thought I healed from it. And then it comes back up and you're like, okay, so I gotta heal a little deeper from it, you know? And I was like, let me do it with y'all. So here I am. This is my fit. Today's a pretty cloudy day. That's how it is. Yeah, I know. But yeah, before we get started, you know what I mean? We gotta hit one of these. But yeah, essentially, this has been on my mind to do since Saturday. I did a bit of it on Saturday. Y'all will see it in a different clip. I did Friday. I did a bit of it on Friday, but there can always be more. I have a whole 26 questions, well 24, that I wrote almost a year ago, and I've honestly only answered 3 of them, you know. She did like the person I got the questions from, she did like a 26 day. So I wrote questions and she did it like day after day, but my shit's heavy, you know, so I need a day to recuperate. At least that's how it was not a week ago. About a week ago. That's how it was about a year ago. And honestly, a bit of me was like, not downing it, I was procrastinating it. Because, like, you know, it's lovely. You know, January was like, I don't want to cry, etc. I don't want to have to think about the things that have hurt me in the past, essentially. But in order to truly have wisdom and to truly have knowledge and to truly live in this life, I preach it all the time. I gotta know, etc. And even if I do have an idea, it's like I can always learn it deeper. I can always learn myself deeper, and let whatever emotions come up. And I was like, you know what? Symmetry. Y'all are probably, if I'm going through this, I believe that other people are going through it as well. And let me do it with y'all, you know? Let me share my little quotes and whatnot. Not even quotes, but let me share my experiences to these questions. And they are very, very, very deep, like very deep. So I ask for everybody here to have unconditional love within their hearts, to have forgiveness and integrity. And yeah, let's start. I'm starting from the beginning. Where it's like, I'll stop and I stop. You know, this is gonna be us. This is gonna be part 1. Okay, this is gonna be a part series. But shadow work, yay! Okay, the first question was, I had already answered the first 2, but I feel like my answers might have changed, so I'm gonna do that. And it also helps me with my voice. If nobody watches it, hey, it helps me with my voice. And honestly, it's like a diary. I used to be such a diary holder. That's gonna be a video where like I read my diaries, my old diaries. But yeah, it's a diary to myself. The first question is, if I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, what would it be and why? And I'm gonna read what I had written and share if that's changed or not. But this wasn't the first sideward question I answered. It was actually the second. Do y'all want the first or second? I'm gonna go ahead. The second one since I already read it. But if I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, what would it be and why? If I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, I feel like saying the first one will make so much sense. Okay, pause. We're going to the first one first, okay? Stick along. But the question is, the question is, what do I most want to let go of right now? And this was in August when I had answered this, and it says, I want to let go of my guilt. You know what? I'm gonna do this in a different video. Okay, if I'm just picking one and go, I'm gonna do what I came here for. If I could say one thing to the person who has hurt me the most, we're going back to the second one. I'm gonna edit it, don't worry. 5 for 5, yeah. If I could say one thing to the person who has hurt me the most, because the first one, okay, god damn. This is me, bro. This is me. Okay, this is me. This is my brain. This is literally how I work. I'll start literally, okay? But with the first one, I'm going into it with in a different video and go more in depth with it, because it is truthfully something that was enough for me to want to say I wanted to take it to the grave type thing. And it's been put on my heart time and time again. And that as I was healing and as I'm healing from it, that it's something that I need to share with others, because I am not the only person that's gone through this. And the only reason why I thought I was the only one that really went through this is because it's not talked about enough at all. So no matter what the crowd may say, it's something that needs to be talked about. So I'm gonna talk about it. So that's just a little preview to what that is. It's definitely gonna be a trigger warning video, just so you know. But back to the one at hand. If I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, it would be that I never felt truly loved by you as your daughter to my mom, unconditionally. So I would say I've never felt truly unconditionally loved by you as my daughter to my mom. And it's really ironic because yesterday was Mother's Day. The alignment of things. Yeah. Hey. But yeah, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I'm gonna just let that be in the air and continue reading. But it says, I would tell her this because as my mother, she might have fed me and sheltered me, but she was never ever there for me emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. I was raised from a young age, even before the double digits, to only care about learning how to cook and clean in order to one day make a good wife to my husband. Before preference, I acknowledge that that is how she was raised and all she knew, and in turn why she treated me as such. But that does not invalidate the hurt she has caused me, and the cruelty she showed me for many years. That being said, the first time I felt that she truly didn't love me was after she was yelling at me about some eggs being cut too early for going into a salad. And then I stopped there. I never finished. I feel like that's one thing with me in shadow work. You know, I've peeped that. I'll start going into something, and then I'll have the downloads. I'll like start thinking of so many other things, but that relates to this as well. And then I'll start recording or I start drawing, like get into a creative thing. And it's a matter of, honestly, 9:09 o'clock. It's definitely a matter of, I was just leaving on posters like this, right? But it's definitely a matter of I'm thinking, like me transmuting my energy into something else. But it's like I didn't finish what I was talking about, babes. And it goes to tell, because it's like I still ended up being triggered, It's like during this time, I had a 6-month period to myself where I really wasn't around anybody. But then after that, I ended up moving back home and I was triggered and I've healed through things, obviously. It's like all that I was doing the shadow work, it's like I was given the prompts and the ideals in the things to think about, of introspection, self-introspection. The only reason why I'm feeling XYZ about this towards my mother or father, etc., is because I'm feeling the same way about myself. The only reason why I'm not able to forgive, or it's hard to forgive, is because I'm still missing or lacking that forgiveness within myself. All those things of like introspection, and like it doesn't stop surface level. Yeah, she hurt me. And, I'm kicking the word but out of my language, because but kind of takes away from the first part. How it's like, you're a black girl, but you're pretty. No, it's you're a black girl and you're pretty. Switch every single but with an and, y'all. And it's deep. So I could see literally 8 months in the future. I could see that where I was going with this prompt was more so thinking that I had to write down the things that had hurt me, that people had done to me that had hurt me. When in reality, what I need to see were the events and acknowledge them for the event that it was, and take it as a whole and let it go. But instead, I feel like I was still in it. So it's like I was thinking about how I remember I had like literally stopped writing, and I ended up doing a whole long voice memo, like almost 2 hours, just speaking, and it's like, yeah, it got it out. It got it out to a certain extent, but it's like to write about it is to acknowledge. I could go back and be like, okay, yeah, you right, and it would show me my animosity, like I'm reading this, I'm like, I could tell that I still had an animosity towards her, and that all goes to say I have come so far, because it's like in the beginning I wouldn't even think about animosity. I would be like, this is what I deserve due to some other things that was going on within my interpersonal life and within my interpersonal being. I would think, bop, bebop. But I would think that every single thing that was happening to me that I didn't feel aligned with, that I wasn't happy with, etc., that I deserved it. And or it was in a victim mindset of like, this is just how it is, But then I ended up learning that, hey, this isn't right, and that's where, okay, and let me feel my emotions. But then it's like, okay, and this wasn't right, and I deserve to feel my like, I don't have to hate somebody, etc., but I still deserve to feel and acknowledge my pain, because I've acknowledged my pain for so long. So obviously now it's like almost how many years, 18 plus years of pain added up that I was not acknowledging. And obviously I'm gonna feel that, and it's gonna hurt, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be mad, I'm gonna be upset, I'm gonna be sad, etc., etc., etc. And it's like, feel those emotions, baby girl, because it happened to you, nobody else. It happened to you. You are the one that went through it. You are the one, not even went through it, but you're the one that experienced it, You are the one that felt your emotions. You're the one that felt your heart throb, or your stomach, fall into a pit, or you felt how clogged your throat was. You felt how you wanted to speak and nothing could come out. You felt all of that, baby girl. So let it be known. But let it be known and feel it. Now, feel it and don't let it become you type thing. Like, don't let it become, okay, now I'm what had happened to me, and be in the pit of sadness and the pit of pain for decades, for years, etc. Life continues, and the longer you're within that pit, be in that pit for yourself, be in that pit for your inner child, be in that pit for the person, for the you that went through that, be in that pit for the version of you that went through that all alone. That's why you gotta sit in that pit. Don't sit in that pit for vengeance or out of regret, or etc., etc., etc. Sit in that pit for you so you can hug that person, that little you, that person that went through the pain that you are currently feeling. Sit in that pit and hug them. And when they get all the tears and etc. out, breathe, stay calm, stay put, and walk, bro. Literally walk. Because if you overstay in the pit, now you're gonna grow animosity. And it's like, did you deserve what happened to you? No. That's why we cry about it. Now, are you going to transmute that energy, now put it towards that person and what they did? No, because that shows a lack of forgiveness and empathy and compassion. Because at the end of the day, they did it whether they knew it or not. You know, a lot of the times, people don't mean to hurt people. Parents don't mean to hurt children. Children don't mean to hurt parents. But it's a matter of, if you are already hurt, it is easier for you to hurt somebody else, because that is what you're used to. That is what you've seen. You know, if you have been hurt yourself, you think, oh, this is okay, or that hurt is painful. That's the pain that you see, and you don't, it's so much of your pain, you don't acknowledge that you might be causing that hurt or same pain to somebody else. That's why the quote goes, hurt people hurt people. So now it's within that person to change that cycle. But that isn't within me. That's within me now to change that cycle, because I've been hurt. And thank God that I came to acknowledgement that I have, because I was blind for so long. I was blind for so freaking long, y'all. For so long. And I'm so grateful, because you know what? 2 decades blind. And now I can see 2020 vision, make it 2021. But no, for real. The way I feel like tearing up right now. But yeah, you can't hold that against that person. Or you can, you know, it's your hurt, it's your pain. Do it for as long as you want. But just know, the longer that you hold that animosity towards somebody, you're hurting yourself in the same process, you know, because animosity, distaste, dislike are all energies, you know, same as joy, happiness, pride, etc. All of it contains energy, and energy stays within your body. So know that if you're feeling discontent towards somebody else, that feeling is coming out of you. It's something that you are already generating within yourself in order to put it out. So it's you doing it onto yourself, you know. So that's a little tip for thought. But going back into this, yeah, I had no trust in me. My mom didn't have any trust in me. I guess I'm gonna answer this as to like how it is now, because that was 8-9 months ago, girl. We don't change. But if I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, what would it be and why? Honestly, I feel like now it's me. Like, if I could say something to the person who hurt me the most, if it would be me, you know. What would it be and why is, I forgive you. I think the fact that I didn't forgive myself and I was holding in so much regret, shame, and guilt is what really deteriorated my sense of life, you know. It really hurt me, like holding on to all those things, holding on to no forgiveness, holding on to the lack of forgiveness, holding on to self-deprecating ways really hurt me so much. It hurt me more than all those people did. But then it's like, at the same time, all those people that quote unquote hurt me is what really led to my path of feeling that internal sense of lack of forgiveness and etc. But then I had to feel that internal sense of lack of forgiveness in order to acknowledge it, and now be here. So it's like, at the end of the day, it all flows together. So it's like, if I could say one thing to the person who hurt me the most, I don't really want to claim that on a person, you know. But in the past, yeah, it was definitely my mom. Like, the internal factors. It's a matter of, like, nobody, I know right now that nobody can currently hurt me to the point that I can hurt myself. And even if they do, you know, the power is still within my hands to let it rule over my sense of self, you know. But hurt is hurt, you know. If you're hurt, you're hurt type shit. I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of people, rather. Because it's like, my mother didn't give me any type of childhood, you know, other than the childhood of what it would take to be a good, you know, to be a good daughter, to be a good wife, to be a good mother, which consisted of being skinny, losing my ugly fat, staying in the kitchen with her 24/7. She happens to be there, making sure there's no single peck of dust on the floor, making sure the sink is cleared of dishes, making sure the house is clean, making sure that laundry is washed. Don't speak out of turn while there's 4 other people in the house as well, you know? So that hurt me a lot, because it's like, as a kid, it's like, I just want to be a kid. Simple as that. You know, I have so much life to live, and I'm a kid for how long, you know? That being said, I completely 100% acknowledge that it's only because she herself did not get to have a childhood. Her parents they had a lot, but then it ended up going to shit, and essentially my mom has 12 siblings actually. 6 brothers and 5 sisters, so 11 siblings. It was 12 kids in total. And on top of that, my grandmother had adopted some more kids into the family. So it was a lot of people, a lot of mouths to feed, and it resulted in my mom having to be a maid for various people at a very young age. And you know, days of starving, not eating, not being able to have an education, which is something that she really wanted. I get it. And with all of that said too, I was still hurt, you know? It's like, if this was a perfect world, and I told her before, but if it was a perfect world with perfect knowledge and perfect wisdom and perfect grace, she would start to heal from that. And I would love to see the person that she becomes through that. Because due to the person that made her into the person that was able to hurt me and not even acknowledge that she was hurting me. Aside from that, just things of like a lack of trust, you know. But again, it's a lack of trust within yourself, that you don't trust me or whatever it may be. Because to accept other people, to think positively about others, to think positively about your child, is to think positively about yourself. And the other thing would be like her never telling me that a specific person had touched me when I was younger until I was the one that came to her. That hurt me a lot, you know, but it mostly just pissed me off, because it's like, dang, little me really, really had no one but God. Like, really, you know. But then again, those are all things that I've let go of. Those, does it make me sad? Yes, sad, disappointed more so, you know. But I feel like that's just our relationship, where if there's no understanding or complete acceptance, complete kindness, it'll just end up in disappointment. And I've accepted that, you know. That's why. Not saying too much, but other than that, I'd say my father, not really that he's hurt me the most, but I know that he has the potential to hurt me the most, you know. They have, where it's like, I am a person of a free heart, you know. Whoever my heart decides to love is because my heart decided to love them, you know, regardless of what might be, regardless of what their body may carry. You know, if my heart feels a person and feels good towards them, I go towards it, and I trust my heart and I trust my discernment enough for that. But just saying ruthless, vile things in the past of like, I would, like, the cops will have to be called on me, I will literally kill you, etc. You know, it's just like threatening, and it's like things that a child shouldn't have to hear or see, or like the way that my siblings have been hurt from his hands, of like being kicked out or being disowned, shit like that, you know. But again, it's a matter of, that's how they're raised, or the lack of raisement, and they're doing the best of what they think it is. And honestly, I let it go, you know. The only thing now for me to do is cry about it, because even down here, I mean, past version me to cry. Like, if it comes out, it comes out. It is a sad fact, and it is a sad fact, and a sad fact that made me to who I am right now. That's why we're introspecting it. And whenever I feel like crying about it, I'll cry about it. But I've cried a lot about it in the past, you know? And tears don't have a end goal, per se. So I trust it, and I trust myself, and I'm patient with myself. I'm not going to force anything that isn't here. Boom. And that, the motherfucker that raped me in Illinois when I was a baby, when I was a little child, you know, the one that my mother knew about, and then decided to tell me until I came up to her 21 years later. Yeah, that one. That one only hurt me because it's like, damn, it caused me to go on a separate, no, not even separate, but a continuous road of hypersexuality before I even knew the concept of what sexuality or sex was. I'm gonna leave that where it was. But yeah. And then it's like, you hear those things, and it's like, those people, yeah, they hurt me, and it hurt. It hurt. What would it be and why? Truthfully, I will tell them that I forgive them, and not for them, but I forgive them for myself, you know, because it's like, I can only hold all that shit that I didn't deserve in for so long. But it's at the same time, I know that the past is what it is, and to really live a journeyless life is not to look back at the past with regret or hurt, you know, but instead introspection and reflection. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been working out. So I'm gonna continue. And for my heart, for Emmanuel that's cried over so much of it, it's like, it goes deeper within who I am, you know. And it's like, I am so much more than a hurt that's also been caused for me. So yeah, that's what it would be. I'm gonna go through some of the other questions by myself, but I think I'm gonna stop the video here. Question mark. I can continue. The second one is, what was the hardest thing? Yeah, I'm gonna pause it here. Keep it pulling. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you related at all with anything I spoke about today, hearts to kisses, my heart is with you. I love you so much. And if you didn't, and you probably related to something else, thank you for watching. I love all y'all. Bye.